Hello guys, welcome to Exquisite Books. In this video, I'm going to teach you how you can prepare a simple profit and loss statement without any complex accounting skills and accounting knowledge. So all you need is some basics Excel skills and that's it. And you would be able to prepare a profit and loss statement just like this, and you can keep track of all of the transactions. You can prepare a simple ledger and we will set up some categories here. So in this video there are no debits and credits involved. There is no technical accounting skill. It is just basic Excel knowledge and some basic business sense, and that's it. So if you're a small business owner who is looking to simplify his books and to manage all the transactions and to keep track of the business income and expenses going on, so this video is for you. In a few clicks you can check all of your expenses like commission paid, entertainment, inventory, local travel, and the rent paid, and the sales for the period. So all of this can be made with just a few basic Excel skills, and that's it. And I'm going to prepare all of these stuff in front of you from scratch, and I'll be preparing it in a blank Excel sheet so you can follow the step-by-step details and you can prepare a profit and loss and ledgers like this by your own. So without any further delay, let's get started. So I'm going to go to a new blank Excel file. Now this is a complete blank Excel file, and now we will get started. So on the start, I'll start here on the sheet 1. I will rename it as profit and loss, and what I'm going to do is on the top you can enter your company or your business name. Here I'm going to mention Exquisite Books, and then on the second row you can add profit and loss statement, and on the third row you should add what is the period for which this profit and loss statement is for. Like, is it for some specific month or is it for a whole year? So in this video I'm making it for 1 month, so I will mention here for the period ending 30th of June 2024, and now I will readjust it. I'll increase my size a little, and then here I am going to mention the dollar symbol, and I'm going to merge these as well. So here as you know, all the profit and loss statement starts with sales, so sales are going to be on the top. Below we are going to mention the cost of goods sold, and this will bring us to our gross profit for the period. And then once we have the gross profit, we wanted to deduct all of our operating expenses. And I'm going to make it bold and I'm going to underline it, and on the operating expenses I can add like salaries, rent, communication, and utilities. After that I should add some subscriptions, and then I will add postage and courier, and then some local travel and entertainment. Now you can add or remove the operating expenses according to your business needs. You may You may don't want to see the subscriptions or the postage and courier, or like maybe you have some other accounts for these. So this is up to you, depending upon your business need, but like these are very general operating expenses. And then I will add repair and maintenance, and then we should add some office supplies, and then some stationery expense, and that's it. I will not add a lot of operating expenses account here, so these are like 11. So for a simple profit and loss, I think these are pretty much the common expenses that are going to happen. But anyways, up to you. You can add like any more, up to you. So, and now I'm going to format it a little, and I will put the formula here. The gross profit is sales minus cost of goods sold, and I will customize a little, and then these will be my operating expenses. I'm going to receive the total here, and on the below this is going to be my net income or loss. I should put 2 brackets on the loss, so this is an indication, like if the figure is negative, so this is a loss. And now the format is pretty much done. You can increase the size if you want, and to make it a little more presentable, I will remove the grid lines as well, and let's make it a little more presentable. And I will add a border as well, like some dark border, and maybe now. So our format is pretty much done. I will put a formula here for like, because all these operating expenses have to add here, and then the net income will be my gross profit minus all of the operating expenses. So we are done with our format, and now it is time to add some transactions. Like every business, there are some transactions, and I have created some sample transactions, so I will be adding the transactions here for tutorial purposes. Let's create our table for transactions. We will start with date, then description, and then amount, and that's it. No fancy debits and credits. All we need is just I should add one more column as well. Like I should mention here the category, like if I'm going to add a transaction, like this transaction belongs to which category. So this is all very helpful, and we are done. And now I'm going to make it in the form of a table. This is also quite simple. All you have to do is to select this text, go to insert, and select table. Now this is selected, all of this text, and I will mark this my table as headers because these are my headings, and I will select OK, and there we go. It has converted it in the form of a table. Now it is time to set up our categories, and I will mention here categories, and our categories are going to be the same. Like all of these expenses are our categories. And what else? We have sales, and one more, I will add inventory. and now our categories are set. So now what I'm going to do is that I am going to link this column to our categories. Like what this will do, this will create a drop down menu, and I would be able to select any of these categories without going to this sheet and looking to see what are the categories there. So this can be done by take your cursor and select this cell, go to data validation and select list here, and on the source you can go to categories and select these all of the categories, and I'm dragging it a little more down because in future transactions I may want to add some more categories here. So that's why I dragged it a little further down, and I'll press enter now and select OK. Now what this has done is that this has brought all the categories that are here to here. Now I can simply select any category I want, like if I'm paying salaries I can select this, rent, communication, anything. And now I will copy this cell all the way down, and now this will bring the categories to all of the cells in this column till the cell that I have pasted the values. So I can like paste more down here, and this will continue to copy the transaction category, and I will copy this here as well. So now we are set to go. So I have created some like demo transactions, like these transactions. Now these are the common transactions that any typical small business may incur from time to time. So for the tutorial purposes we will be entering all of these transactions in our table, and then I will tell you how you can create a dynamic ledger and how you can prepare a profit and loss report, how you can customize and automate these things. So let's get started. First we have to enter the transactions, and once we are done, then I will show you how you will automate your data and reporting. So the first transaction is that we bought goods from Alpha Traders for $25,000. So let's add it. Let's imagine that today is 1st of June 24, and I'll mention here goods bought from Alpha Traders, and on the category I'm going to select inventory because this is our inventory, the goods that we just bought, and we have bought the goods for $25,000. On the second transaction we sold goods to Zach Electronics for $15,000. So let's say that the date was 2nd of June 2024, and we sold goods to Zach Traders. So these are our sales, and we have sold them for $15,000. You can format the column as well to make it a little more presentable. I'll go to number, I'll make it 0, and on the accounting I don't want to see a symbol, and now it is a little more presentable. So on the third transaction we sold goods to Marsh for $5,000. Let's assume that the date was 3rd of June 2024, and we sold goods to Marsh, and these are also going to be our sales, and we have sell the goods for $5,000. Moving forward, we bought goods from Ruby Traders for $15,000. So let's say the date was 4th of June 24, and we have sold the goods to Ruby traders. So these are also going to be our sales for, no, sorry, this is the purchase. Like we are going to select inventory here, and instead of sold goods, I'll make it goods bought. So and the next transaction, we paid salary to one of our employees, Alex. Let's say the date was 5th of June 24, and I have paid salary to Alex. So this is going to be salary for $2,000. And the next transaction, like this is goods, this is bought stationery items for office. So this is miscellaneous stationery that are commonly used in offices, and we bought stationery. We bought stationery, so this is going to be our stationery expense, and this is for $300. On the next, we paid $500 sales commission to Alex. So let's say the date was 7th of June, and we paid commission to Alex, which is our employee. I think commission is maybe missing here. Yes, commission is not included, so I'm going to add commission. And now we would be having the commission here, like here. Now we have commission as well. So we paid $500 commission to Alex. And on the next transaction, we paid the electricity bill for $200. Let's say the date was 8th of June, and we paid electricity bill. So this is going to be our utilities for $200. Next up, we have rent. We paid rent for June for $2,500. Let's say the date was 9th of June, and I'm going to add paid rent. This is our rent for $2,500. And we bought some office supplies for $350. So let's say the date was 10th of June, and we bought some office supplies. So this is going to be office supplies for $350. Next up, we have, like, we had lunch with a client that costed us $450. So let's say the date was 11th of June, and we had lunch with client. So this is going to be the entertainment expense, and we had a lunch for $450. So next up, we have a local travel for $100. This can be a local travel by taxi. Let's say I write here local travel by taxi, and you can also add the address, like from where to where you traveled. So this is going to be our local travel, and this is going to cost us $100. Next up, we have courier charges, and we paid some of the courier charges for, like, maybe some documents, and I'm going to write paid courier charges. So this is going to be postage and courier for $870. Next up, we have a license subscription. Now this can be any subscription, like subscription for any software or any other, like, program that you are using. Paid license subscription. So this is going to be subscriptions and $150. Next up, we paid telephone charges for $340. So paid telephone bill, maybe I can write for June 24, and this is going to be part of our communication expense for $340. Next up is that we paid salary to Nickel, which is also our employee. Let's see, the date was 16th of June, and paid salary to Nickel for $2,500. And next we have goods sold to Albert stores, like we made some sales on 17th of June, and I'm going to mention here goods sold Albert store. These are going to be our sales for $5,600. Next we paid salary to Sandy. Let's say the date was 18th of June. Paid salary to Sandy, and we paid $1,600 for the salaries, and we paid sales commission to Sandy. Maybe Sandy referred some business to us, that's why we are paying her some commission. Sales commission paid to Sandy. So this is going to be commission, and we paid $1,500 as a sales commission, and we are done. Like, these are the demo transactions. Like, you can add hundreds of transactions, but I'm not going to add hundreds of transactions here. So now what we are going to do is that I am going to make a ledger of these transactions, and this is also quite simple. And this is going to be our navigational ledger. Let me show you how. I have to select this table, then I will go to insert, and I will select pivot table. This is the name of the table, and it is asking me that choose where you want the pivot table to be placed. I am going to place it to the new worksheet. Okay, and this has created a new sheet. I can name it as a ledger. This is going to be our navigational ledger. So this is also quite simple. What you have to do is drag the date to the row section, then drag the description below the date, then drag the category below description, and the amount will be dragged to values section. And now I'm going to format a little. You have to go to design, go to this subtotal icon, and select do not show subtotals. Then you have to go to report layout and select show in tabular form, and we are done. Now this has created a dynamic ledger. I will show you how it works. Let me customize it a little. I'm going to increase the size a little so you can see it better. And let me customize this column. Format cells, currency, number 0, and accounting. I don't want to see a symbol, and now it is a little more presentable in a comma form. So now what you have to do is go to pivot table analyze and select insert slicer, and you have to select category here and press OK. And now we have a slicer. You can change the design, the colors, and make it according to your own preferences. You can also increase its size as well, and you can also, by the way, change the design of your this table as well, like maybe this looks good. And now what we have done is that this is a dynamic ledger. Now for example, I wanted to check the sales for the period. I just have to click on the sales, and this will bring all the sales data. This is showing the dates, the description, all of these are sales and the amount, and this is the total. For example, I wanted to see the salaries paid for June. I'll simply click on the salaries, and this you can see we paid salary to Alex, Nicole, Sandy. If you want to see the rent, this is your rent paid. If you want to see the inventory purchased, so these are the inventory that we purchased. So you can navigate all of your expenses with just a single click. Imagine you have hundreds of transactions and you just wanted to see the sales. So by going this way, like this is more complicated. You have to look around and the chances of error are pretty much. But this ledger, with a one click, you can do it. And now it is time to prepare our profit and loss. And I'm back on my profit and loss statement sheet. That was our first sheet. Now here I'm going to use a sum if formula. I'll write sum if, I'll open the bracket. It is asking me for a range. I'll go to the transactions table and I will give this category column as a range. I'll press comma, and now it is asking me for a criteria. I'll select this cell, the sales cell, as the criteria, and I'll press comma again, and now it is asking me for some range. I'll go back to the transaction table and I will give it this as a sum range, and I will close the bracket and press enter. So now it has fetched all the sales data and accumulated it here. If I go to the ledger and select sales, so now you can see that the total sales are 25,600, and this is equal to what it is showing here. So for a single figure, you can come to this profit and loss statement and you can see this figure. And if you want a detail of this figure, the breakdown of this amount, you can go to the ledger and select the sales, and this will give you the breakup, like the date you sold goods to which customer and the amount. And I'm going to copy this formula and I'm going to paste it here. Now Excel will paste the formula. I will remove the borders and I will make it a single border. So now the same formula is working here, like salaries. If I go to the ledger and select where are the salaries, so the salaries are 6,100, and on the profit and loss the salaries are 6,100. Let's see the rent. Rent is 2,500. On the ledger the rent is 2,500. Let's see entertainment. On the ledger the entertainment is $450, and on the profit and loss that is equal. The repair and maintenance is 0 because there is no transaction for the repair and maintenance. So now this confirms that our sum if formula is working accurately. And now it is time to calculate the last figure, that is cost of goods sold. Now cost of goods sold, you have to calculate it manually, like, because what cost of goods sold means is like what is the cost of the items that we have sold to our customer, and this will depend upon what markup or margin your business is charging. So if let's suppose that the margin is 50% here, we are charging a 50% margin on our inventory, on our products. So I will calculate it like 25,600 into 0.5. So this is our cost of goods sold, and this is the sales price for this cost. And if I want to reverse my cost of goods sold to the sales, I will divide it with 0.5, and this will bring me to my sales figure. So I'll simply mention here minus 12,800. So this is my gross profit, and we have a net loss at the end of the month June. So that's how you can calculate your profit and loss figures. So this is quite simple method. There is no fancy stuff here. There are no complex debits and credits. Like, this is just a simple table that I just prepared, and you just need some basic Excel knowledge to do it, and you can do on your own. And this concludes our video for today. I do hope you guys like the video, and thank you for watching.